As we mentioned in the feed, the feds are logging on to Twitter, but that's not the only big social networking news making headlines. We'll explain it all in The Loop. Joining us from fabulous Mountain View, California to help make sense of it all is co-editor for Mashable, Mr. Ben Parr is here. Welcome, Ben.
Well, thank you for having me on again.
Oh, very nice to see you. Now, we've just heard that the feds are considering using social networking sites like, Facebook and Twitter to catch criminals. But is that like a ginormous surprise to learn that law enforcement does this?
No, not really. They've been doing it for years, since the days of MySpace, to catch predators and sexual offenders and the like.
What was that one you just mentioned?
Sexual predators?
No, but I was talking about MySpace. I don't remember what that is.
Oh. No, but the criminals are using it for more and more advanced things. Most recently, drug cartels in Mexico are using it to coordinate their drug smuggling plans, so police need to be on there to find them.
You've received a drug smuggling invite. What is... So, what's the lesson here? Is it the obvious one, like, hey, maybe don't share your nefarious plans on social networks? Is there another lesson?
Use common sense is the big one, but you don't want to be uploading pictures of you doing illegal things. That's probably a good idea.
So South by Southwest has now become a huge event for all the social networking sites. And I know that one of the big stories was GoWalla versus Foursquare, the location war. So how did that turn out?
So GoWalla and Foursquare are two mobile apps for checking into locations where your friend and find where your friends are. There was a huge battle, but a lot of people think that Foursquare won. Foursquare actually had about 350,000 check-ins at its peak and 100,000 new users in the last 10 days.
That's insane. So, I mean, we're talking about all this location service stuff. How big of an impact do these services have, like Foursquare and GoWalla? I mean, are they going to make an even bigger impact this year? I mean, personally, like, I signed on to Twitter recently, and they're like, hey, do you want to tell people where you are? And I'm like, no, I don't. I do not want to do that. So why is this happening?
Well, you have to think about how people are in general. People want to be social. People want to know where their friends are, and people want to gather in groups. So if you make it easier to share where your friends are and to find out where your friends are, people are going to naturally be attracted to the service. I think there's a lot of growth coming in the next few years.
So you really think that geotagging is going to catch? You think it's going to go mainstream, or do you think it's just going to be like a fun, nerdy, early adopter thing?
Definitely mainstream. But Twitter just launched something for geotagging, and Facebook's expected to launch something in the next few months.
So Twitter exploded at last year's South by. What was the big announcement this year? What did they say?
Twitter's CEO announced a new platform called @Everywhere, which allows you to put Twitter a little bit easier in your websites.
Okay, so, I mean, are we going to see any kind of ad platform with this? Or, because I mean, they're so nebulous about how they plan to make money. Is this the way that they're going to actually start monetizing Twitter?
That was probably the big disappointment at South by Southwest. A lot of people expected them to announce the ad platform, and they didn't. The only things we really know about it is it's going to probably involve Twitter search, and developers are going to be able to use it. Other than that, we probably have to wait until next month.
I mean, do you think it's going to affect basic users like you and me, or is that really going to be for, like, big companies?
The ad platform for everybody, the @Everywhere system, developers, it's more important for developers.
Okay. Well, Ben, thank you so much for being here and keeping us in the loop.
Absolutely.